This is the AMX-50B. It is a Tier 10 French autoloading tech tree heavy, and it is one of the hardest Tier 10s to drive properly. The best way to describe it is a 4005 that has a little bit more HP. Now that's nice. It means that you can very easily get your clip out into opponents, and this is an incredibly dangerous clip, dealing 1540 damage, and the tank has 3000 DPM with good dispersion, great penetration. It's a very dangerous tank. But at the same time, the 50B has almost zero armor. In fact, Wargaming nerfed the hull and the turret not too long ago. So yeah, I can see where this is a very tricky tank to drive. I wouldn't really recommend anybody to grind down this line unless you are on the top 10% of players. And even then, I really just don't like driving this tank. And it's not like I do bad in it. I actually have like fairly good stats for my averages in this vehicle to what I remember. It's more the fact that I'm always nervous when I'm driving this vehicle that I'm going to die. I'm always nervous I'm going to make one misplay and the vehicle's just going to combust into flames. For some reason, when I'm driving the 4005, I don't get that feeling. Probably because you don't have the urge to drive the 4005 frontline, but because this vehicle is a heavy, you kind of feel obligated like you're supposed to be clipping the heavies and dealing with them in the front line. But yeah, I don't know. This is just one of those tanks that I don't really drive ever because I always feel every time I drive it, I'm just going to get nuked for making one play. Speaking of getting nuked for making one play, we are on Mines Hill, which is probably one of the worst maps for this tank in the game. Now, we got two options. We can either go mid-hill or we can go towards town. We're going to go to mid-hill, not necessarily because of the fact I want to clip heavies, more because this tank is so fast, we can hopefully get a shell or two into the lights. However, that one did not go where I wanted it to. Got the Object 140. Let's see, we got a lot of actual tanks here. And we were able to bait the E4. That was pretty nice, actually. Let's just back up, get a shell into the E6, and back up again, and get another shell into the E6. Alright, not too bad. But that E4 is just poking me, and it doesn't look like he really cares, and we have nobody else to support. Alright, E4 shot, nice. Now's our chance to get the heck out. Alright, I'm going to try and push that 5A. I mean, that seems like a free chunk of damage if you ask me, and it's about to be. He shoots, and there's one shell into his track wheel, and two shells into his track wheel, and three shells into his track wheel, and 4 shells. But look at that. We lost about 2/3 of our health to do that. It's a good example, again, of where you are able to deal a lot of damage in this tank. It's more dependent on how much HP you're willing to bleed to deal that damage. That's exactly what we did in this game. We bled a decent chunk of HP to deal a lot of damage. So we know the tank destroyers are most likely still camping in the back. I don't know what the rest of the enemy team is doing, though. We can see the E6 has flexed over towards the other side. Okay, and the 907 got bonked, which means that the WZ, yeah, but the YAG's still looking over here. I'm going to try and maneuver my way over towards this E6. I mean, the 907 is most likely dead, as we can see. But at the same time, I can say that we should, there you go, be able to get at least one bonk into the E6. Not sure if we're going to be able to get any more. There you go. Nice 305 shot. Then we got the WZ in the back. Not going to deal with that right now, so we're just going to reload our clip. With 2900 DPM, we feature a pretty quick clip reload, so we can just pull right over here, and we can wait. We got 10 seconds left. 9, 8, 7. Alright, we shouldn't be spotted if we cross this. We might get spotted, but not really too worried about that. While this vehicle is quite a lumbering oath, it's not that bad. Alright, let's see. Is the guy going to turn? There you go. He does turn. We got one pen into his tank. I'm actually not going to waste my shell on 37 HP. I just don't really see it being worth it. We're going to wait for the WZ to turn. We're going to get one pen into his tank right there. And let's see what the WZ ends up doing. Is he going to pull forwards? Is he just going to stay right there? It looks like he's going to back up, which unfortunately doesn't allow us to get the first shell, and I don't think we're going to be able to get any more out. Nope, unfortunate. But we did a pretty good result, so Really no complaints here. We were not only able to fully clip the 5A, but we were able to get some early game shots out into the T95E6, which definitely pushed him off the mid-hill. So, in our first game, we were able to deal 4,061 damage and assist 1,100 by tracking that 5A in the open. So 5,000 damage combined. That's a pretty solid result. Again, the 50B is able to deal some super, super dangerous capabilities. If you drive this tank properly, you are one of the most dangerous tanks in Tier 10. People make YOLOs all the time on NA, and this is a tank that you do not want to YOLO into. It's accurate, it's got pen, it's not going to miss its shots on you. Here we are, game number 2. I have a couple options in front of me. And I'm going to try something new. I don't normally do this, but I'm going to try it. We are going to go wide, all the way wide, because we're fast enough to do so. We have a medium tank advantage, like just flat medium advantage. They have 2 tier 9s, and we have 2 tier 10 mediums, but we also have pretty decent vehicles when it comes to the heavies. We got the enemy FV2 and 5B, but somehow that tank beat us into position. So this is why I never cross here. Well, at least I have clarified my point of view that I still hate crossing to this spot. Even in an AMX 50B, I'm not fast enough to outmaneuver a 2 and 5B, which is kind of insane when you think about it. So we got one shell into the Yo, that shell went to China, and, well, not really liking this situation we're in right here, gonna be real. Let's see. Is the 260 going to poke it? Well, he is definitely going to poke something. We're going to get a nice shell into his vehicle. Got the 57 in the back as well, which is not exactly what I want to deal with. We got the 260 here. There you go. Another nice shell into the 260. Man, this is not a fun situation at all. Oh boy. The BZ's getting rushed. 4005's in a really bad spot. What I'm hoping right now is that I can somehow, like, get out of here. I'm gonna wait for that 2 and 5B to shoot. There you go, he fires. And I'm gonna just try and leave. I might bleed some health for it, but I don't really see what other option I have. There you go, nice! Okay, we were actually able to get out. That's quite a lucky situation we were able to put ourselves in there. We got the 57 off to the side. We got him tracked once, and... tried to track him again. Unfortunately, the shell did not go exactly where I wanted it to. Alright, well, we got the Object 84, kind of just YOLOing in mid. I'm gonna save my 2 shells. We're gonna push up. We do have the Yo in front of us anyway. So there's 1 shell into the Yo, and 2 shells into the Yo. There you have it. Little bit of free damage for us to add to our palette. We actually haven't bled any health this game, which is very nice. But I swear I'm running enhanced armor. I'm looking at my HP and I see 2,400. I swear this tank is 2,500. I might be running this vehicle incorrect. Well, what we do notice is that the 2 and 5B is making a rather aggressive play on our teammate. And we'll see how that play actually works out. There's 1 shell into the Object 260, 2 shells into the Object 260. Not too bad. Not too bad of a result at all. But our team is not doing very well right now. Let's see. I'm hoping that 2 and 5B makes a, or not 2 and 5B, 57 makes a play. There's 1 pen into his vehicle, 2 pens into his vehicle. There you go. That's why I saved my shells, because now the 57 Heavy has 3 HP, which is quite good for us to at least deal with. Unfortunately, it seems like our team is still getting absolutely nuked. So what I'm hoping right now is that possibly we can go fully wide and maybe catch these players off. I don't really know what else. Oh, you know what? I wonder if we can camp in this back bush here. This might be an okay position, actually. Let's see. This 4005 is putting himself in a really, really bad spot. But this could be an okay position here. We can spot the 57, and we can chill right here. Possibly get some bleeds out on if anybody tries to maneuver down this road. This is actually a decent spot. But again, that 4005 needs to leave. Dude's putting himself in a prime position for dying. We have the Conway off to the side, and hopefully the Conway doesn't get bonked. Let's see. We actually might be able to hit the WZ from back here, but that's only if the Conway spots him at that position, which doesn't look like it's going to be the case. I'm still waiting here. Somebody's got to make a play at some point down one of these roads, right? Like, there's no way they're just going to sit and do nothing the entire game. I don't know what the heck their team's doing. I'm going to give it another 20 seconds. And if we don't spot anybody in these 20 seconds, Oh, there's the 2 and 5B, and there's the CS, so I guess we're going to move up. I don't know what their team's doing. I guess they know that I'm waiting for them or something, and they don't want to make a play. Interesting to say, but yeah, we're going to move up. We'll see if we can get some damage out, possibly. I can't believe their entire team maneuvered over to this one spot here. There you go, one shell into the enemy WZ. Alright, not too bad. One shell's better than none. There you go, nice shot into you once. That WZ was able to hit us, though, which is a bit annoying. I'm gonna chill right here. And then I'm gonna back up. I want to try and find that 57 heavy. Like, that tank is the one that scares me the most. And if he catches me... Oh, man. If he catches me at the right time, I'm gonna be really, really bad. Like, in a really bad situation. I can't cross this. I'm just gonna back up. I'm just gonna chill right here. Okay, let's see if we can load in a premium shell. There you go. We needed that. That was absolutely important. Oh no, but now we got the frickin' CS on us, and he rolls 400. Yep, now the 2 and 5 he's gonna shoot us. Yep, thank you. Thank you very much. The only way we survive this situation is if we get out, which we were able to. Please kill him, 4005. Oh, you just need to load an HE, bro. Oh, what an annoying game this is. This is why the 2 and 5B really struggles, though. Because or not the 2 and 5B. This is, really, we didn't get that shell out. The part that annoys me about that battle isn't that we got killed by the 2 and 5B. I'm 99% confident I pressed the fire button before he did. It might have just been server desync or something, because I knew the 2 and 5B was there. That there's nothing I can do about that. But it wouldn't have changed the result of that game anyway. Even if I'd killed that 2 and 5B, the Object 260 or the WZ, something probably would have killed me. The thing that gets me really ticked about that game is the fact that we had a Progetto and T100 LT, both tier 10 mediums, and then proceed to do worst on the team. Like, I just don't understand how that's even possible. The enemy mediums didn't even go to medium side. That means all our meds had to really do was flank all the way wide like this, pop into this bush here, or even go fully wide over here, spot this part up, detect the 2 and 5B, or shoot at the 2 and 5B from the rear. Once these heavies get distracted and they're either looking this way, or they've decided they have to push up because the mediums are behind them, they're going to get either farmed by me, they're going to get farmed by the mediums, the meds can then push in the town and get the rear of the Yo. I just don't understand how the simplest of tasks in a medium tank is somehow the most challenging task for people to come up with. Our T100 LT actually went into the base cap and died within the first minute and a half of the battle, which is just the most impressive thing ever. I don't know. Like, I'm a little salty about that game because we actually did pretty good in that battle, and just every time we would get a clip out, somebody would die. Hopefully you enjoyed today's video. This is why the 50B, though, is such a 50-50 tank. Like, it's an amazing vehicle, and you can do great in it. I mean, both games I did over 4,000 damage. The problem is, if you have a bad team, this is not a tank you're going to carry in. Like, yes, there are games that people have carried in this vehicle, and there are situations where you're able to get massive clips out, reposition, reload, and dump again. But would you rather be in this tank to carry, or a Boss Chatillon 25-ton? Much better camo, similar DPM, very nasty clip. That's the problem I always come up with the 50B, is like, it's super dangerous, you're always going to get good damage out, but at the end of the day, it's going to be a tricky tank to win those late game situations with, as long as your opponent knows what they're doing. Now, half the time they don't, but half the time they do. So let me know what you guys think. I think it's a great tank. I think it's a super capable vehicle. It really depends on the person who wants to play it. I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.